My parents became part of CCF very early on in my childhood. Attending kids' church almost every Sunday exposed me to the Bible, which helped me build a good spiritual foundation. In my teen years, I was very active in youth ministry. Back then, it was called J-Zone. I got to join a D group and eventually led a D group of my own in my third year of high school. I often served in the worship team as well. In college, I was very active in campus ministry. I led a D group in the university I was studying in and helped organize evangelistic events. After graduating from college in 2015, by God's grace, I passed the Civil Engineering Board exam and landed a job as an engineer in a private company. A few close friends from college referred me to this job opportunity, and in my mind, I said, I will take this job opportunity so I can continue to share the gospel to my friends since we will be in the same office. Looking back, God used my time in church and ministry as a student to help me develop the heart and mindset to share Jesus to others. After spending some time in that workplace, I also met a few Christians from other churches. I discovered that they were organizing regular Bible studies, and to my excitement, I immediately joined and eventually helped them run the Bible studies. We would often invite our office mates who did not have a relationship with Jesus yet. As I did my best to serve God in my workplace, I still had this longing to disciple students. At first, I thought I was simply missing my days as a student doing ministry on campus, but I continued to seek the Lord and surrendered to Him the desires of my heart. In time, my prayers led me to ask, Lord, what do you want me to do with my life? I am glad I am able to work here and make you known, but why do I not feel at peace? Shortly after I started praying, I had a surprising conversation with Pastor Glenn Obligacion, the overseer of CCF North EDSA, which is the satellite where I and my parents have been attending and serving together. Pastor Glenn asked me how I was at work and so on. Then he mentioned that Elevate North EDSA was in need of another full-time campus missionary, and he asked me to pray about applying for it. I was shocked, and all I could say was, I'll pray about it po, Pastor. When he left, I was still surprised, and I asked God if this was His answer to my prayer. CCF's fasting week came, and I took this opportunity to seek God more about His direction for my work. I was honest to God about some fears and doubts that I had. I had questions like, what would my family say? My parents put me through a good education, gave everything I needed. It feels like I am putting their efforts to waste. Or what would my friends say? We were just starting to grow in our careers. It's too early to quit. To my surprise, I did not hear a clear yes or no from God. But through Colossians chapter 3, verses 23 to 24, which says, whatever you do, do your work heartily as for the Lord rather than for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance. It is the Lord Christ whom you serve. God was telling me that if I do anything in life, I should do it for His glory and trust Him with every little step. God reminded me that His calling goes beyond the occupation I have, and it is about being fully devoted to Him. After fasting week, I talked to my parents and to my D group leader, and they gave their full support. So by faith, I went through the application process and the interviews, and by God's grace, I was accepted as a full-time campus missionary for Elevate North EDSA. I processed my resignation from my engineering job and started my support tracing as a campus missionary. It has been 6 years since I said yes to God's call for me to full-time campus ministry. It has not been easy, but I have no regrets in letting go of that potential career to commit my life to discipling students and helping them do the same. Although there are many days that I do ask what might have been if I stayed in my career. It can be easy to think that I might have had more in the world's eyes. But what keeps me grounded and focused is the fact that God has sustained me this far, and I know that He will always be faithful. The work I do has eternal rewards, and that earthly possessions will never compare to that. Today, by the power of the Holy Spirit, we have 30D group leaders in Elevate North EDSA, and we regularly visit 6 campuses in Quezon City for campus ministry, where we get to share the gospel, conduct programs, meet discipleship groups, and even partner with teachers and school staff so that many more young people will hear the gospel. I have also witnessed how God has empowered students to share the gospel not only to their classmates and friends, but even to some teachers and parents. I am excited about how God will work in the lives of these young people, especially when they graduate from school. My prayer is that they will be bearers of the gospel to their schools today and someday to wherever God will bring them. I am Luis Ocampo, a follower of Jesus. To God be the glory.